Fellas, I'm working on a link right now.
What up, Jeeves?
What's up, Bo?
Nothing much, man.
That first link worked?
Yeah, the first one I saw, I clicked on.
That's the direct Hangouts link.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I've heard someone, I think it was Paul, told me
Yeah,
that.
Paul was
that
saying that
recent-
they must have corrected it.
Yeah. Is that Craig? What's up, Craig? Oh,
Hey,
man,
Craig.
Oh, what's going on, bros?
you still got that scary looking picture.
That's Deadpool, man. That's what that is. It's Finding Francis. It's a play on Finding Nemo with Deadpool, Finding Francis, right?
Murderous clownfish.
No. I'm still seeing the drawing, the drawing of like the scary Casper ghost guy.
Oh, my mad scientist standing over a reef tank. Yeah, that's.
I see the clownfish still.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to update across. That's all that is.
You know what? You know what, Craig? On mobile, for like about a week now or more, on mobile, I see the penciled drawing, right? When I'm on the computer, I see the color drawing of this mad scientist. I haven't seen any clownfish or anything. So maybe because, maybe the cache hasn't updated or something yet.
Probably.
That's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing the pencil drawing when someone just did the pencil outline drawing of the mad scientist.
Cool. Yeah. So how's your guys' day going?
Just good. Getting up. Just getting up.
Yeah, I'm just waking up too, and I didn't start to stream. A couple of that fuse burned out again, so that power supply's done. Yeah. So there's definitely something going on.
I figured I didn't see you on this morning, so something might have been up. I know you were having tech problems yesterday. I said, "Oh, let me throw one on."
Well, it explains a lot now that my power supply was starting to get wonky again. So it was.
I kept burning electronics out. For some reason, I would burn pumps out until Dave gave me like something like a power conditioner it's like a power conditioner / like a 15-minute reserve power supply.
Yeah,
like UPS. Yeah.
Yep.
But I used to go through power supplies with pumps like every 4 or 5 months. And since Dave gave me that last summer, I haven't burned one pump out.
Look into getting yourself what's called a Furman power conditioner. Right? I used it in a band. I still use it now with my electronics. So that's not the issue, right? Because I'm not spiking power or browning out. But
all it is a capacitor, right?
Yeah, it's a big capacitor is what it is, right? And my power coming in is pretty good. I think I've seen it dip to like 108, right? Which is well within tolerance, but yeah, it's just done. It's a cheap power supply and it did it. That's all. Sucks ass. So I got to do that. I got to move. I got all this other crap. So I'm like, oh man, I just don't have the money, Captain. It's got to go to the right places right now. So sucks ass. Hey, Lisa.
Hey. Man, right now I'm at the dollar store trying to find containers to put my new Triton solutions in so they don't leak.
I saw that yesterday. I was just laughing.
I'm like, yeah, look at that. He gets Triton, and once it do, it's leaking. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, right?
I actually made like an angrier video, right? And
I bet you did.
And then I didn't post it. And then I figured out like, oh, you can actually get a replacement. So I kind of softened the tone of the video down a little bit and, put a happy ending. But I'm glad the stuff is back in stock at BRS, though. It's been 12 days now since BRS has Triton, and they've had over 100 in stock. So I'm hopefully the whole Triton stock thing. Because I made a video about how I put my tank onto Triton, and I didn't want to release it because, God forbid, somebody goes onto Triton because of my video, and then it ended up sucking because they couldn't get Triton. That would I'd be pissed at myself if that. Yeah, but isn't it funny how they did it to save the environment, but I'm having to go buy plastic bottles anyway?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a facile argument, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the wait, hang on a second. The train is passing. Hold on.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely have a cold too. So,
Have you ever done the onion trick?
oh, I've tried a few tricks. It's
You know what I'm talking about? You cut the onions and put them on your feet.
oh, yeah. No, I'm going for leeches later though. You know.
Oh,
Hey, it
oh,
works. Don't.
Oh, I know it does. I'm just having fun at you. Come on now.
My wife's been getting cruddy. You know, I told her that. She's like, "There's no way that works." I said, "You got to try it before you knock it."
Yeah. Yeah, you
nah,
do. Yeah, you know, I tell everybody that it's
the last thing I was saying is, in the UK, when they went from the plastic bottles to the milk cartons, they actually dropped the price. They actually got it dropped like by a few bucks. So they actually got a way better deal than we did. We're paying the same price for crappier containers.
Well, my thing is, if they're eco-friendly, okay, go recycled bottles and promote a credit. If you return your plastic bottles, then you get so much a credit off another set of Triton. You know, charge a little more for the plastic bottles, whatever. What does Triton normally cost, though?
$52.
All right, charge you $65 or $60.
yeah.
Say
Or do something.
$65, and then if you return your plastic bottles to them, you get a $10 coupon off of your or $15 coupon.
You know what, Jeeves? You're a smart man. And guess what? They got that stuff in the UK because they have refill stations where you
Yeah.
can go get your Triton bottles refilled.
Well,
So
yep.
and it's cheaper than even it's cheaper than what we're than buying a full set. Because I think in the UK they pay like 30 something pounds for a full set.
Yeah,
So,
it's
but
like
it's
25 for refills, right?
yeah, and then they pay. Paul was saying there's a refill station. So everything that you described, they have it in the UK, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the distributor or what here, or it's just going to take time. But we're behind the curve.
Well, it sounds like they need to just set up a partnership. So
Well, they
with whoever, Bulk Reef Supply, where they set up an ICP machine there and do their ICP tests there, or
the distributor in the US is Unique Corals. So it wouldn't be bulk resupply. It would be whoever the distributor is.
no, I don't know if they have enough space though. That's why I was thinking Bulk Reef Supply because they've got space to.
Yep, Unique Corals is like a coral importer. In fact,
Yeah.
they're a good coral place. They import. They're pretty good with that. I'm very happy with my LFS, and I'm very happy with I've bought stuff from Unique Corals before online, and I'm very happy with them in terms of I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with Triton because, like I said, whenever I get nosy enough to ask, I think like everybody keeps pointing finger at each other. So
It looks that way, doesn't it? It's. I know the European suppliers are kind of blaming the importer, and the importer's blaming the supplier, and it's like, yeah, it's just a dance around the merry-go-round, so to speak,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But at the end of the day, like the U.S. is the biggest market. I understand the guy, whoever owns Triton and handles it in the UK. The thing is that they don't have a shortage supply. They don't have a leakage thing. They don't have that issues in the UK. I understand it's a smaller market, but and then we having all these issues in the US.
Yeah, it's the container can't take the trip over on the ship, right? So that container sitting on a ship for X amount of days, right?
Yeah.
And then that's getting. Go ahead, oh.
No, I was saying it's not. No, I just wanted to add and say it's not only that because I got the Triton solution that they were fine, but when they sat there for a month, they leaked. So all those people that bought a lot of Triton up front, hoping to like save them the stock. You guys better get them out the box. Maybe I should have put that a little bit more forcefully in the video. Maybe I'll make a comment and pin it at the top. But
not a bad idea.
For those of you who bought Triton, for people who bought Triton, that was sitting for like 4 weeks and then it went bad. And the thing is, Craig, like once it went bad, it went bad. Like one day I walked by, I said, "Oh, there's like a little bit, it's leaking. I better get it out. And by the second day, like a third of the bottle was gone.
Yeah. And it's because the way it crystallizes, once it gets under that flap and it's doing that, that's exponential.
I wonder if it's chemical reaction with that glue, or if
It's got to be
that glue at the same time, because the low alkalinity would eat glue.
Yeah. So whatever they're using to seal it is failing, and when it fails, then it fails quick.
Yeah.
Right. So
they need to hire you guys.
Yeah. What, for me to sit there and go fix it? You know what I mean? It was a great idea. I love that it was eco-friendly, but you know what I mean? It's like, guys, you know, the plastic bottles, if you could refill them, and that's what they're up to. You keep your original bottles and just refill them with these cartons. And it's like, it's a great idea, except that, you know, like you said, oh, you had it, it said it was looking fine, but 30 days on your shelf, it started to leak. So what about the ones that are coming over in the container that are held up in customs, or it's held up wherever? They're all leaking. You know what I mean? So for them, it's they shouldn't even be bothering with it. You know, come up with like O said, a good way to recycle it, or turn it in, or do a credit, or do something to make it easier, or do the refill stations like they have in the UK and Europe.
Yeah. And it's only the alkalinity ones that leaks, which basically what Jeeves just said makes sense. It's probably the low alkalinity. Excuse me. It's probably the low alkalinity eating the glue.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's all right. But I got some free Triton. I got they replaced it for me, which is fine. So I think thankfully I saved my old bottles, so I think I have enough Triton to last me for a while now, for about a year. So as long as I find something to store it in, I should be fine.
OXO makes some pretty kick-ass containers, don't they? OXO?
Yeah, they do. And you know, also, I'm gonna try and find those nice Voss bottles, because they're skinny tall and it's easy. They don't take up a lot of room.
Right.
When you're storing them, they're 800 mils. So if I can, you know, kind of split them up.
Got a label maker?
Yeah, I do have a label maker.
Label them suckers up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And now it's an excuse to use your label maker like you need one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Once they're in the Voss bottles, I can store them anywhere. You know, I don't even have to worry about temperature, because then it's not gonna, you know, if anything crystallizes, it's gonna be in a bottle. Everything is in the bottle. So as long as I warm it up, it should come back.
Technically, yes. Yeah, I would assume so. Okay, having a cold sucks ass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, today is gonna be 70. I think it's 60 degrees now, but today is going to be, I think, 70. Man, today is going to be like one of the best days weather-wise.
Okay, you can kiss my ass. I live in Canada.
It's going to be 75 degrees today. Woo, woo.
Bastard. We had a day like that the other day. We were all like, you can almost hear the click of across, you know, Atlantic Canada. It was like 72 on Saturday. Right, gorgeous day, right? You know, of course, my poor wife has to work because she was working weekends right now. So, but yeah, it's you know, what is it today? I didn't even look today. I bet you it's about, just from looking outside, I bet you it's about 10 degrees. So give or take, it's 50. So
no, that's not too bad. Never mind. What's up, JB?
Sorry, I'm not watching the chat, guys.
No, you good. You good. That's
that's your job.
Yeah, I know.
No, so yeah. Oh man, I kind of want. Man, I'm like really curious to try Triton. I really am, but it's like,
yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I think I'm gonna wait till they get it hammered out.
Yep, or until give it a few more weeks until you trust them some more.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, show me what show me yours, guys. I know what mine is. So
yeah, I do like the system though. I like it. I know we talk about what's the name, but I do like it fits my lifestyle where I don't want to be. I think listen, the best tank I've had is a Zeovid tank. Like, that thing was stunning.
You were saying. Yeah.
Oh man, I think in the course of 7 or 8 months on the Zeovid system, I filled up a tank, man. I filled up a tank. I had nice colonies. And I'm somebody that doesn't, I don't buy mini colonies, I buy frags. So over the course of 8 or 9 months, I had a nice mixed tank. I had some Montipore. I didn't have anything too difficult. But the stuff I had, the thing was stunning. I think I have a video from last year sometime where
I'll have to have a look. Yeah, I've watched a lot of your guys' stuff. Like I've been trying to go around and watch older stuff, just to kind of figure out where you guys are coming from, right? Because where you've been and where you are now, it kind of speaks to a lot, right? So
yeah, but the Zeovid system was like so involved. It was unsustainable. I think that's the thing. It was so unsustainable, and it was expensive because between equipment and everything, Zeovid that first year cost me, I think it was $1,100.
Ooh, that's
Triton the first, and I mean and that's not counting. That's counting Zeovid specific stuff. Like I'm not counting like my dosing pumps and stuff because pretty much any method you use, you're going to use a dosing pump. So that's between the Zeovid reactor, the zeolite rocks, all the supplements and everything. That's what it's only Zeo specific stuff was about $1,100. Triton, 52 and 52. I think Triton was a lot less. Triton was about 300, and that's because I went overboard. Where I bought like extra potassium, I bought iodine, I bought like 3 ICP tests, and even with all of that, it still came in like about a quarter of the cost. Yeah, Zeovid is not. Zeovid is not cheap, man.
You know, now I'm also going to say, because it's something that I've said in my stream, remember, this is when you're getting advanced. This is when you're keeping a lot of coral. You know, if you've got, you know, a leather, a pulsing xenia, and a couple of zoas, you don't even got to worry about this stuff. You know what I mean? You just need to worry about the normal stuff at that point, right? Like my 120 absolutely does not need it. My 20-gallon, I'm very curious to try it on there because that thing's humming along nicely, and it's got a few nice corals that I'd like to see excel. So I'm kind of, you know, I got the room for it, right? I got a place I can put the pump. I got a place I can do everything, and I'm like, you know, maybe in a couple of months, you know.
What you talking about, Triton or Zeo?
Triton, yeah, not Zeovid. Zeovid, anything you manually have to remember to do, I think as a hobbyist is something that we all kind of like called Don't Give Up. Yeah, I will, Etiquette. I will go check that out. I normally don't read forums, but I'll go read specific stuff. It's you threw my train of thought, you bastard. Zeovid, yeah, anything you have to manually remember to do is a fail point. The minute that you have to remember to do it, and everyone's like, well, you can set a reminder. Yeah, and I've seen me go and keep walking. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do it when I get home.
Well, what happened is it wasn't even a vacation. I went on a business trip, and I told my wife, hey, you know, make sure you, and she was listening, but I do the same thing where I'm like, all right, yeah, I know, dose the thing. When I came back after like 6 or 7 days, the tank was looking like crap. I'm like, did you dose it? She said, yeah, I dosed the Zeo thing. And that's when my heart sank. I'm like, oh God, they're all Zeo thingies. Because they're all called Zeo something, Zeo back, Zeo food, Zeo stun.
Zeo light, Zeo, yeah.
What was the one they were recommending from Zeovit for coral snow? Was a big one, right? And coral snow. Holy crap, that stuff's expensive. Number one.
Oh, everything. Zeovit is not cheap. And then I do the trace elements that. Oh, and I wasn't even. You know, there's like really advanced Zeovit, like when you get those pastel colors where you can control the amount of zooxanthellae in the corals. That's how you get those real. Like I've seen tanks in person where, my God, it's almost like somebody took like a Crayola coloring book and just colored in the corals. Like you would not believe they were real. But it was unsustainable. It was on. I'm happy the balance I found with my tank now. You know what I've also learned over the last 6 months? I guess it took me like 2 years of having this tank to learn. Leave the damn tank alone, you know? Like when it settles in, don't mess with it. Leave it alone. Don't screw with it. Just let it be. I like, you know, Triton like once a quarter. I do a big maintenance where I vacuum out the Tritus out of the sump. It settles in the sump anyway. Because I got the dark color acrylic, it doesn't really bother me because I don't see it. But then I do vacuum it out. I wish I set up an area for like, I do have an area where I can put filter floss when I'm doing maintenance, but that's the one regret I had. I wish I had, done something a bit more easy to access where I could put some floss whenever you're taking out Chaeto, if you're not careful, because I'm not using filter socks, you can create like a huge dust storm.
Yeah.
But it's fine. The Chaeto's growing. Everything is working. I'm happy, man. I had a little scare a couple weeks ago with the dinoflagellates, but I seem to have beat that. In the nano tank now, I beat the dinoflagellate, but I got bryopsis again. So I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, bryopsis is just a bastard. Bryopsis is. I have seen a guy, a really close friend of mine, dealing with that off and on, and he's tried my method, of get your nutrients down, take your rocks out, scrub them, spray them with peroxide, and put them back, and still there. And I told him, I said, well, the problem is you're dealing with an algae that's extremely tough. It isn't just hair algae. Like it doesn't readily soak up what you're doing to it, right? And he's like, right. I said, so you have to take this from a turn your lights down. You got to go uber aggressive. I said, and your problem is that your tank's 6 months old and you loaded it with coral. Like he just went out and bought orders from incredible aquariums and everything. I said, so you're your own worst enemy. I said, because you're not letting your tank mature and you're throwing all these corals at it, right? Didn't want to hear it. Like I'm just a naysayer and a dick and I'm as bad as the forums and everything. I'm like, no, not at all, man. I really want you to have success. I'm telling you how to have success. And he just started kind of listening to me. And I said, listen, get yourself a quarantine system for your frags because all his corals aren't growing. It's being out-competed all the time. So he's finally going to do it. And I'm got my fingers crossed that he does kind of close to what I told him to do and what he's read and get it down, right? I said, there's ways to control this, man. There really is, right? And I got him bubbling to start cleaning up his water.
He has bad algae.
Yeah, bad bryopsis. Really bad bryopsis. Yeah.
I ran out of fluconazole because it took like a lot of fluconazole to kill the last treatment. So I bought some fluconazole. I bought the one from Bulk Resupply though. They give it to you in like a nice pouch.
Yeah.
So I bought some from Bulk Resupply. Now sells it. They don't sell it in a tablet form, but they sell it in like it comes in one of those containers. Like if you're buying like fish food, those little bottles. Like if you're buying like the Tetra fish food.
Yeah.
So that should be here Saturday.
Cool.
But today I'm going to test every parameter I have on that tank and figure out if it has high nutrients. I've been testing the nitrates. I haven't been testing the phosphates. Yeah, I haven't tested phosphates on that tank in a while.
I just did my tests yesterday. Everything's looking good. I just got to bump my alkalinity dose up a little bit because it's dropping really slowly.
Yeah.
But I've just about got it dialed in.
In the last 2 weeks, oh man, I've added like 30 frags. SBS. I found a guy. Jeez, this guy. I had some equipment I was selling, and this guy messaged me and said, "Hey, like, do you want to trade?" And the guy bought some frags, and he's like, "Take this and this and this. This is what we promised." And then he had I'm like, man, like, let's work out for everything. So he ended up costing me like $100 for like a buck ton of frags. And then he called me up yesterday. He said, "Oh yeah, I have some more." And he came by, and I think for $80 he had like 8 cans. Even though I didn't want any more 8 cans, but because this guy is giving me such a good deal, I just took everything,
Yeah.
Jeez. So now I have frag racks everywhere. I have in the sand bed frag racks. I just have. I thought I had gotten to the point, Jeeves, where I had no frag racks in the tank, and now frags everywhere. But I love it though, because now
back to frag racks. Huh?
Yeah, but guess what? Now I don't think the only thing I'm gonna buy if I'm buying anything is I'm only gonna buy high end stuff because I think I have enough frags where even if I lose few, and he gave me some high end pieces because I was sending some pictures, and man, some of these are like high end pieces. So, whoop whoop.
Yeah.
I'm happy, man. I don't think I'm going to be making many changes to my tank going forward. I think I have enough frags now where they're good. Unless if I go to like Reefapalooza and I see like somebody with like something crazy, yeah.
No, I was just looking at Deraticate's journey, as it were. Very nice, D. That's well documented, man. It really is. Yeah. Yeah, that's I really I use magnesium to kind of kill off a lot of what was going on. Slowly dosing that up and precariously balancing up on my light rack so I could drip in, and it worked out really well, actually, so far anyway. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there we go. What a day.
You know, I'm actually having a little bit of problem, Jeeves. There's that the LPS and softies and stuff are doing so well in the tank. I think I'm running out of room.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the torches are, yeah, because I think like because I haven't been messing with it. I think my candy cane. I think 6 months ago I had 2 heads, and I think I probably have about 40 heads now. No, I'm sorry, I didn't have 2. I think I had 4 or 5. But for some reason, they've split 2 times, so I've ended up with like an exponential amount of heads. And they're just, this is the type of candy cane where like the heads, they get really puffy, and the stalks, the heads, I've seen candy canes before where it's like a nice tight cluster of heads, they're almost like touching each other.
Yeah.
This one, it's not that. They're really, there's a lot of space in between them, so they take up a lot of space. And then the hammers and frog spawns just open so big.
Yeah. That they start stinging and pushing. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a guy who's coming to pick up an anemone today because that also split. I think I have 5 now again. I don't know, man. My wife is listening, but guys, like, don't be surprised if I make a video in a month or 2 that something ate my anemones. Because when you're trying to do a tank, man, with anemones in it, with multiple anemones, it gets annoying. Because once they split or something, and they start to move. Oh,
have y'all ever seen? He called it a red Baron bubble tip.
What's the colors?
Black and red, like blood red.
Ooh.
That would be pretty. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them, each about 6 inches. He was selling around here.
I'm gonna. What's your? I got you on Facebook, right? Right, Jeeves. Do I have you on Facebook? Your name is Bryce, right?
Yep.
All right, Craig. I don't know if I have you on Facebook.
You can find me. Reefer Madness is my group on Facebook.
You got a group?
Yeah, and you can also find me. Craig. I'm not out to hide myself. So
wait. I know Craig.
Long. Long is my last name. Yeah, and it's that my clownfish picture there, the black and white clownfish with the orange face. That's how you know it's me. And St. John, New Brunswick helps. Yeah.
All right, let me oh man, see, I'm on mobile, so I got to go to Facebook.
Yeah, I'd probably look up Reefer Madness and then find it off of there.
It's a nice bubble tip.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one I'm giving away today. But that's how mine are. Oh, your Reefer Madness? Which one? There's like 3 or 4 Reefer Madness pages.
Oh, the one that you're looking for. Wow, it's been a while since I've even had the deal. I barely touch that anymore. I got so fed up with everybody.
All right, let me just look for Craig Long.
Yeah, see if you can find me. I should be easy enough to find.
And you're the clownfish, St. John, New Brunswick?
That's it, Xerox Canada. Yeah. So I got to change that. I don't work there anymore. There's O. And confirm. I'll be your buddy.
Right,
actually, Facebook is a great way to kind of stay in contact with each other. Oh, look at that.
I only use Facebook for like keep in touch with my reefing friends, to be honest. I was off of Facebook. I only got back onto Facebook now. because
just for your reef, yeah, just to keep in contact with the reef people, right? Yeah. So Tom says he's doing well. He's just sick. Whatever his kid has.
Tom, as in
High saltwater journey.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you see how close it is to the frog spawn there. Yeah, it's split. I think I have 5 now. I have a strain of bubble tip, guys, where I don't feed it, and it does. I've seen people's bubble tips get huge. Mine don't. Once the disc gets to about 6 or 7 inches, it splits.
Yeah.
And then, so every 6 months, I basically double the amount of anemones I have. I was telling my wife, like, I know the whole anemone tank in the bedroom, like, didn't work out, but I was thinking of setting up, like, a species-specific tank just for bubble tips. Just get a few, maybe a wild-caught clownfish that is used to hosting, and put 2 of them in, like, a really small nano tank. Like, I'm not trying to do anything crazy, not doing any dosing. Don't do anything crazy. Just a heater, a fan, some light, and that's it. Keep it really simple.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then
whenever what I told Michael he should do with his I don't know if you saw that tank he threw up on the Reef Community webpage the other day. He said, "Should I take this tank for free? What should I do with it?" That's what I said, as a clownfish and an anemone tank.
Oh yeah, see, that's a nice tank because the dimensions are awesome, and then it's like it's not too high. It's like a 40 breeder size high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that tank. Yeah, I think I would do and then especially since my strain of anemone actually, splits that often, I could always give them away or sell them. I'm not looking to make a business out of it, but
Yeah, why not make a few bucks? And that's what I tell people. I find a lot of people now rush into the hobby just to start fragging, and it's like, well, how are you even enjoying your tank? And they're like, well, I do. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad you are, but you're just making it harder for yourself. Hey, DC, what's going on, brother?
Hello.
Hey, DC, if you're looking for an anemone, man, I got you. If you're looking for a bubble tip, I got you.
I'll be back, Chase.
All right, I could just bring it to Palooza. Yeah.
The
What's going on, DC?
The guy I bought. Hey, what's up, Reef? Sorry, I didn't speak to you.
No, you good?
The guy I got bubble tips from, I'm actually doing a video on it. He has like a whole tank full of, like, I'm talking about grade A rose bubble tip, like the deep red. So he texts me like, I done bought like 3 bubble tips from this guy already. So and I can't say no. He keep texting me like, oh, another one just split. He said, and they nice size, like a nice, like a 7-8 inches. So.
That's what I'm trying to get off on you, but I'll send you a photo on Facebook of mine. Like, you don't want it, I'll find,
Yeah, I got so many, like, I told him I'm gonna buy this last one because I put one in the school tank yesterday. So I'll put another one in the office tank, the one that's upstairs, the big tank. So because I got like a multicolored bubble tip in that one already. So I'm gonna put that rose one in there to be done with it, because I got 2 in my big tank at home, and I'm scared to put another one in there because it just, they don't stay where you want them to stay at.
And especially when they split. Like, that's why I'm trying to get rid of mine.
Yeah, they just go wherever they want, man. Like, the bubble tip, I mean, I gotta like move some SPS and other cores. Like, they just keep moving, man. I'm like, I don't want the problems. Even though I like it, I like that color, that movement, and hosting with clowns. But I just, if it's not gonna stay where I wanted to stay, I'm not gonna do it.
That's exactly, my first nano tank. I had an awesome nano tank, man. And what happened? I got some of the SPS I bought from all the stuff I bought from Palooza last year. I put in that nano tank, so I grew some nice colonies, man. Like, I bought like a 1-inch frag from that, that high school. That high school, I bought some frags from them, and I grew them into some nice colonies. And I had a bubble tip. My wife is all keen on having bubble tips everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her as I'm saying this to let her know it's her fault.
You know what would be cool though? What you could do for your wife? is just do a bubble tip tank, but do like everything that like hosted like porcelain crabs, um, clownfish, and just do different types of bubble tips. That way,
That's what
it's,
I was just telling these guys.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
See, but yeah, I would just try tell her about that. Like, hey, let's do a species specific tank.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could do like bubble tip. I mean, just do all type. You could do like rock flower anemones at the bottom, some bubble tips at the top. Um,
Hmm.
make it
Yeah,
make
my
it make it look nice.
my bubble tip is green in the middle, and it's green in the middle, and then it slowly fades to red at the edge.
Yeah, yeah. I have one of those too. That's it. Seems like those are a little bit more common than the like you get like an orange one or
Yeah,
like a
I have.
I'm gonna look at that picture real quick.
Yeah, no, no, yeah. But I have one that's straight red, but that's one I don't have any babies for that now. But the one that's split is, um, and then the thing is, once you acclimate it to like high, because I've had these for a while, so I kind of know how they operate a little bit. So
Hmm.
once you've acclimated them to like really high high intensity light, or they
Hmm.
move to a spot, oh, that's when they get translucent and they just bubble up real nice.
So it is a little secret sauce to the actual them bubbling like the bulbs on the
You
end.
know what? I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with a lot of things, including the strain.
Hmm.
I think it's a lot of things. I've had anemones before where that didn't happen.
Okay. Yeah, the picture you just sent me, I have that one. That's like that got moved into like my little bonsai tree where all my zoas at, and he just stays right there. And then I have like a deep dark red one that that's like I got two of those that I got from that guy, and it's just they just one of them is like on the back overflow wall. Other ones just keep moving. I'm like, man. And then the guy keeps saying I'm so weak because I like bubble tip anemones. So he keeps sending me pictures, and I'm like, man. And I keep buying them, man. Like he got like I said, he got a whole tank full of them. So maybe in the future I'll do something like a whole bubble tip tank. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah. Maybe when I move, you know what I was thinking? Maybe when I move,
hmm
and I have a chance to like plumb systems together. But right
Yeah,
now,
run a separate tank and just run it off the same sump and all.
yeah, because
yeah,
right now,
that's too
yeah,
much different filtrations. Yeah, I get you on that.
yeah.
So do you think since we talking about bubble tips, do you think that lighting like will play a part in how a bubble tip looks as far as like one under T5s, one under like LEDs, and the other under metal halide?
I think so. From what I've seen, I think so. I think the light. I think it's the strain, the light, the flow. I think it's a combination of all three. I really wish like I could give you a better answer, but like I've said, I've had bubble tip anemones that didn't do much, didn't split. I had to feed them for them to fatten up or anything. This one I don't feed. This one a friend gave him to me like 3 years ago, and I still have the original bubble tip, but it just I don't know. I don't know. I don't
And what
know.
about and what about spectrum, like the type of lighting, like running under heavy blues or running under whites? It's just so many. It's so intriguing to me because I go to different other festivals, different people's houses, and like I said, this my one other fest, like in the basement. The bubble tip is like is a deep dark rose, but it's no bubble tips on it. It just looks like it's just a long tentacle anemone, right? It's huge. It hasn't split or nothing. Clowns are hosting it, but no bulbs on the end. But then when I go to a different LFS that's running like metal halides with T5s, I mean all of the ones that split are all bulbed up, and it's just like I said, you go into the LFS, you looking for a bubble tip or something like that. You trying to replicate it, what it's gonna look like in your tank. You want it to look exactly like how you bought it, but it could be a totally different scenario when you get it home. Or like you said, feeding it, maybe a key, um, lighting. I don't know. I know flow does play a big part because I had one bubble tip I added to the job tank upstairs. I just set it right at the bottom, and it stayed there. Like it hasn't moved for like 4 weeks. So I got my fingers crossed on that one. I'm hoping it stays there.
You know what? There might be something to that because um, every time I've seen bubble tips under metal halides, they've actually had the nice bubbles.
Mm. Yeah.
They've actually had the nice bubbles. So I don't know if that has something to do with it.
That's interesting. Well, the guy that I want to say the guy that I got that got the all enemy tank, he has the DHL's LED. I don't know the name of Mitra, I think it's what they call it. And they have the bulbs on the end of it. So I don't know, but I know the one with the metal halides, all of them are bubbled up, like, and it looks really nice.
I know a lot of people that are going metal halide.
You do, Chris?
Because, yeah, I know about 3 or 4 here locally that switched off of they're doing metal halide with Reef Bright XHOs. So,
I was going to do that for my big tank also, but once I had to shut the lagoon down, I decided not to. I still have the metal halides, but I'm not going to. I got 3 XR15s, so I'm just going to stick to that. But yeah, that was an option for me too, because like I think O said it once, like you can play with your lighting too much, because you have the capability, but
yeah,
once you just plug and play, you can't blame it on the lights because
they're only going to do what they do. Yeah, exactly.
Right. They're just going to come on and off. So I was trying to simplify my life with that, but I like I said, I kind of I really like the XR15, so I just got another one, and I'm gonna do the XR15 with the T5, the aquatic
The
light.
Supplement it. Yep.
Yeah, but I still have my Reef Bright. That's the best blue lighting that I ever seen. So I really like that look of that Reef Bright. So actually,
yeah, I think when I get the opportunity, I was going to do the same thing. Is my black box is supplemented with T5s, but I'm going to have to replace the bulbs here and there. That's the way it works, right? And I kept thinking about it. It's like, in 1 year, just about I'm going to pay for an XHO. So it's like, upfront versus immediate, right? So.
Well, I guess the T5 bulbs are what, like $20, $25 if you get the 48-inch.
Yeah.
Long. So you're looking at for 4 T5s, you're at $100. $100 a year is not bad,
not
when
really.
in the grand scheme of things. I know some people replace them every 9 months, but I'm really gonna just replace mine once a year and just be done with it, let it do what it do. But I just like the T, because when I was running my tank under all T5s, my corals was looking the biggest. Like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they all look inflated.
Yeah, plump.
Yeah.
Always plump. Yeah, it's
in my mind, and I could be wrong, that was just a sign of health. I was like, wow, these corals are great, but I didn't like the blank look of a T5. Like it looks. I don't know. I have to have some type of shimmer and shadowing in my tank to give me like an effect. So I didn't like just plain T5s. So when the aquatic life fixture came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that. That way I can run my T5s during the day while I'm at work, and then I'll have it shut off when I get home. But yeah, Craig, the Reef Bright, that blue, like the XHO or even just the regular Reef Bright,
right.
that man, that's one of the best actinic lighters I've seen personally. You know, I love that. Like,
Yeah, I think it was you that kind of turned me on to them, and I was looking at them, and I'm looking at them, I'm looking at pictures, and I'm going, oh, that's the Aqua Blue Plus from ATI, just sort of writ large, right? And I'm like, oh, that's really kind of what I'm looking to do, right? That's, it makes it more difficult to film the tanks, like just from that point of view, but wow, what a look. That's for the human eye and sitting there looking at your tank, what a look, right?
Right, and that's what it's about, Chris.
For us,
the human look. We could, I like YouTube and I like making videos and stuff like that, but I like enjoying my tank for myself, or when a come over, showing them my tank, not
exactly.
I want to post videos, Actually, I run like I was at the school yesterday, filming that tank, and the Kessels on that. I have to turn it like all the way to the white just to get a good picture, because it's on my phone I just can't get a good. I can't have basically no blues on that one. But yeah, if you could get your hands on a Reef Bright, man, I would say go for it.
I've been I'm in. Unfortunately, this move came at the worst time for me, because I was just sort of getting into, I wouldn't call it freed up money, but I had a little to spend. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we're going to do this. And now it's like, nope. In fact, it literally has turned into a few other things because of it. And it's like, oh, well, son of a man. So, okay, now I got to circle my wagons, figure it out. And then I got to move that monster 120, and I couldn't even think about bigger than that. Like, I said to a friend, like, we think this is difficult. I said, try a 400-gallon tank. I said, the logistics of that just would kill me, right? Because I know exactly how I can do the 120. And if I had to do it bigger than that, you might as well rent a 4-ton truck, 5-ton truck, because you need that space to stack everything in if you want to do it all at once, right? I said, you can do it smaller, but geez, you're constantly worrying about die off. You know what I mean? So I've been sitting down thinking about it, and it's like, okay. And I got it planned out now, but it's like the wife said, she goes, you need almost a whole day just to move the tanks, don't you? I went, yeah. So a 1-day move turns into 2-day moves because of my tank, right? I could do it all at once, but man, you guys know what emptying out a house is like, right? So you got to do that first, then move tanks. You better part of your day's already done with the move, let alone moving the tanks. So that's where I'm at right now. I got to figure it out. It just kind of sucks that it put all the equipment ideas on hold. Really, really bad. So.
Oh, DC's in here twice.
Yeah, he must have dropped off. Bad connection. How's the new job working out, Oral?
Can you guys hear me?
Seymour, I should say. Seymour.
Going good so far, man.
Excellent, man.
I'm actually returning some emails right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
My phone dropped out. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, hear you just fine, bud. Hear you just fine.
Yeah, I was trying to send over a video of the school tank, with the anemone and the crab in it.
Oh yeah,
and, my phone dropped off. So I'm in both screens, but yeah. Oh, you still there?
Yep. Well, Seymour's still here, I think. Seymour? Oh, maybe we lost. No, he's muted. He's doing something. I think he got a call.
I sent him a video, but yeah, I think if I had the lagoon, if I get the lagoon again, I would do like an all anemone tank, like rose bubble tips, rock flower nyms,
right?
Maybe a carpet nym.
I wonder, they don't fight each other, do they? Over real estate?
The different nyms? I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, you just sort of piqued my interest. I'm wondering, would a maxi carpet fight bubble tips if he wants to move somewhere? I never thought about that.
Well, in my well, I have rock flowers, and they're kind of like the maxi carpet. They really don't move. As
A
long as you
whole
kind of
lot.
like mine's kind of like stay, and it'll stay right there. The bubble tips and stuff like that, and the other different types of the tentacle ones, those
Yeah.
move. They just don't care. So, but I
Yeah,
know,
that's
like
what.
me, it'd be a
Yeah.
bad idea for me or O to get a all bubble tip tank because we don't know how to stop. Like we would be like they got one called a Colorado sunburst.
Right.
It's like real high end, but it's like $1,600,
Oof.
and that's something I would try to get my hands on. Now I wouldn't pay $1,600 for it,
No.
but I sure would try. I'll finesse my way through it.
I had it was called an ultra rainbow bubble tip, and I got him home. He split, so I basically got him for free because I sold the piece of him for what I paid.
Okay.
And then he just decided that getting on the filter was a really good idea and got himself sucked up into it.
Oh man,
And I
that
was like,
sucks.
oh. And then my buddy, I warned him his lighting, the guy who was buying it, might not be enough for this thing. And he's like, oh, that's fine. And he just withered away on him. So unfortunately, we lost out on that one. And the guy who sold them, the shop, he killed his. So
Wow.
all of a sudden, they're just not here now. Right. And I've been trying to find, there was one guy that we know that bought one on top of us. So I've been trying to find him, but I've never found him again. And the wife's like, well, can you just move over to a coral and like whap? And I went, yeah, that's the problem you have with anemones. If he decides that's where he wants to be, he's taking it over. So,
Right.
that's always what I tell people when it comes to an anemone. They're wonderful. They're awesome, especially with clowns. They're awesome. But there's that risk, right? That if he wants to be there, he's going there. And if you don't move the coral, he's going to make sure that he moves the coral, so to speak, right?
Man, I'm telling you, you'll see like well, I know some corals can kind of like withstand it. Like I know like a frog spawn sometimes they can kind of like they won't like melt away or anything like that.
Right.
But for most part, like you said, anemones they're kind of like run it. They once they claim the territory, the other coral's gonna die. They're off.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. Frog spawns and some the ones that can, I think torches just can't deal with them at all. Even if they
Right,
suck
right.
themselves away and go in the skeleton, it just seems that that's it for them. But I have seen a frog spawn pull in and kind of just
Yeah.
wait them out, and then that gives you the opportunity to move them, right?
Right.
But what was really funny is I know a guy that had a regular rose bubble tip, just your standard bubble tip, and he would move the coral, and it seemed like the anemone would then, I'm going to go over where that is there. Nope, now I'm going to go over where he put it there. And it was driving him crazy. And I said, well, listen, put it in a different tank, wait for the nem to settle down, then try it again. And he said, I think that nem just wants to kill it. He waited 3 months, and the nem was stayed in the same place that whole 3 months. And when he put the coral back in, he went right for it again.
Wow.
Yeah, like he said, like that he goes, that's like sentience. I said, it could be. He may just have a problem. He may sense that that's there. There may be a certain odor in the water that he knows it's there and he wants it gone. So yeah.
Excuse me.
So he did the smart thing. I said,
That's-
sell the coral if you want to keep the nem. That's the easiest way to solve that problem. Yeah.
Right. All right, then them will make you make choices.
Yeah, that's it, eh? Yeah. I made the
For sure.
decision. Did you or did the anemone?
Right.
Right? Who made the choice?
Usually the enemy win.
You got
But
it.
you know what? I was watching. Excuse me. I was watching Reef Gill's channel, and I follow him. I follow him a lot every
Yeah.
time he posts a video. And a lot of people, should like really pay attention because he added the anemone first with the clown. So wherever the anemone gonna go, it's gonna end up selling after like maybe I say a month or two. Then he can start putting his corals around it. But if you're a guy like me that does things improper, I added an enemy like as I found it, and then it started moving and all that kind of stuff. So it's good to like have the anemone just establish itself, or like get used to it. But that's all in. You got to kind of have planned it out. So like I was saying with the lighting and the flow, like if you change your flow, the anemone might just take a walk.
Yep.
Like I went from NP40s to the Ice Cap 3K, and it's a different type of flow. So the anemone move when I change the flow. So that's just another thing to think of. Like you got to
Yeah.
kind of have it all planned out almost. What you want, what equipment you want, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, and the real cool thing about anemones is that I always tell people all the time, so you got a cold too, do you, DC? Your
Yeah,
allergies
no,
going off? Yeah.
it's my allergies. Yeah.
Allergies, yeah. I think that's me, I think. Anyway, what he did is he set up his flow. He set up the tank the way he wanted it, and then he added the anem and the clowns, and then he just let the tank sit and do its thing. And then once he noticed that the anem wasn't moving, that's when he started adding his corals kind of around that, right? And it worked out for him, but I mean, that's a lot of patience. That's a lot of patience. Hey, exclusive. Hey, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
A lot of patience.
Yeah, it's a lot of patience, man. Three or 4 months he waited just to see. And he said, I'd see him move a little, but he never really moved. He goes, so then I knew. Like he's going to stay in that area. That was his area. And his nem is huge now. He's got to be maybe 9 inches across. So I said, you're waiting for the split, right? He went, yeah. He goes, it's got to be coming. He's got to be getting ready to split at some point. So I haven't heard, but I'll have to ask him.
It's another way to look at that too. Like you could, you could get a frag rack and buy frags and just have them just sit on the frags until the anemone kind of like, gets state. You don't have to not buy corals. You could still buy your corals, but as far as mounting them on the rocks, I would, I would hold off.
Yeah, wait until he settles down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be a way to do it too. So you could actually start buying what you want in the tank, know where roughly you want it to be, but wait for the anemone to kind of pick his spot. Yeah, that would work too. All right, coffee time. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I just got mine.
What's going on, Reef G's?
What's happening, bud? Just hanging out, waiting for a call for work.
Yeah.
Getting chewed by my boss.
Trying to fight off these allergies, man. I forgot to take my pills. So I'm suffering today.
What do you take?
I usually take Zyrtec.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot this morning, and I'm kind of paying for it because, man, like I can't. My throat is killing me.
I like the little yellow pill. Was it called Loratadine? Something like that.
I never tried that one.
That's the Walmart. The generic name is Loratadine.
Okay. Yeah, I never tried that one.
It's a little yellow pill. It's usually like a light green cap on the bottle. That's the one that works best for me because I've always had bad allergies. I mean, Benadryl works great except it puts me to sleep.
Oh yeah. Benadryl, yeah. I can't function. I'll be too tired. So. Yeah. I'm just going to tough it through the day. Sneezing, man.
I'm having a DC approved breakfast.
A DC approved breakfast?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oatmeal.
Yep.
Vegan,
definitely. It's the way to go. I try not to preach vegan so much, even though I adopted it.
I'm going to keep thinking lower temps. Fan, exclusive fan. That's the easiest way.
Yeah, I'm about to break up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, DC.
Yeah. That's how my vegan, like people kind of. I'm not 100% vegan. You know what I'm saying? I still eat like some occasionally seafood stuff, but for the most part of my diet, I'm just plant.
Right. You're not hardcore about it. You just follow it, and then if you feel like it's kind of like if you're on a diet and you have a cheat day where you have fried food or sweets or something.
Right, right. And I think and that's a good, a good balance. A lot
Yeah.
of people can't do it. A lot of people just can't do all plants. So I can't, I don't want to be the poster child. Like, people like, oh, DC man, go vegan, and they look at me for like advice and stuff, and I'm like, I'm the last person to give an advice. So, but it's a lot of education behind it. So I will definitely like recommend it if you could do it. But
Yeah.
it's not easy. Not easy. But I know one thing: our fish are healthier than us as far as diet.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, we want to feed our fish a nice balanced diet. Like, we give them flakes sometimes, pellets sometimes, algae strips, frozen. But we kind of just eat the same thing over and over. Like, we don't have enough veggies. So it's funny to me that we take so much better care of the fish than we do ourselves. But that's humans. That's how humans are.
It's easier to take care of a tank too.
Yeah.
I know it is for me because I just got to drop whatever a couple of pellets in or drop a frozen cube,
Mm-hmm.
to thaw, and I can do that while I'm getting ready for work. But then me, like when I go to work, that's a 16-hour day, so that's sometimes 3 meals. I'll get called at 4 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then won't get off until 7, 8 in the evening.
Wow.
So that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the go with no access to
Wow.
maybe a microwave, depending on where I'm at.
Wow. Man, my internet went out yesterday, so man, that kind of like I didn't know how much reliant I was on the internet until it went out yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, man, my radions are not like because I had the Reef link, and it
Yeah.
wasn't responding. Man, I was like, oh man, so I had to like manually turn it on and off. So I got to get some reliable internet. I think I'm gonna switch over to Comcast and
So if you
just
have
get
the
like
Reef link, they won't. It doesn't
they,
store it. Like my AI Prime, it
right.
stores it.
Yeah, for some reason my I can't talk to without that internet connection. It won't,
Right.
and it might just be my error, but I couldn't get it to like because I had one light on at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why is this light on? So I gotta resync it or whatever, and my internet went down yesterday. So I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
so I gotta redo that. But I gotta first I gotta stop paying for internet now. No more Wi-Fi for me. Uh, I'm gonna get something that's gonna have a good upload speed, download speed.
I've got AT&T Uverse. I like it.
Oh,
Theoretic
you
says
do?
he loves his hydras. Yeah, that's if I ever get to upgrade, or when I upgrade, I should say, to a bigger mixed reef. 'Cause, as of right now, I'm just running my Nano as a mixed reef, and I'm running my 75 as soft coral. So whenever I upgrade, it'll be 26s for that 75 or 52s if I go something bigger.
Hmm.
Just because I like the control interface on them, and it stores your settings.
Okay. Yeah, I
You
really
don't
like
have
the
you buy the light, you don't have to have anything extra. To me, if
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
buying
thing.
a $700, $800 light or
You
a
shouldn't have to
pair of
pay
them,
$100.
I should
Yeah.
right like the Orphic. You have to buy that Wi-Fi module. That's crap. Crap. They should include it. To me, they should include it. You spend $1,000 on a light, I shouldn't have to buy anything extra for it. Not a mounting kit, not you know what I mean? Oh, there went DC. Yeah, I like my prime. I would probably go hydras on a big tank, I think, just from seeing how well the prime works. You know, all the hydra is like 4 primes strung together in one puck or whatever you want to call it, or one unit. What it seems like, at least, it looks like 4, prime clusters. Seven HDs. Come on, 26s? Hydra 26s? Or do they make a 27? I thought it was 26 and 52. Oh, you good, DC? Yeah, I just want to make sure Eradicate. I didn't know if they had made a special model I didn't know about, but yeah, that's what I would want on my 75 is 2 26s. Like my brother just got a 150 that he's going to be setting up, and he still has to figure out lighting and all that for it. And it's like I told him, they've got a guy around here that's selling some 8-month-old Hydra 52s, 650 for the pair of them. So you're crazy if you don't get those.
Oh, we got yo, I'm back. What's up?
Oh, not much, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, DC keeps getting dropped, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hell of a day. It's a hell of a day.
Yep, done got my ass reamed by my boss.
What? For what?
For staying late on a job.
Okay.
After the barge left. Which, I mean, you're normally there about an hour. I was there about 2 hours. But, I mean, I was cleaned up, and then I wasted some time and bullshitted with the terminal guys and trying to squeak a little extra time out of the job. So we're really not supposed to do it. But he doesn't fuss at anybody else for doing it. I'm the only one he's fussed at for it.
Yeah. You make more than anyone else for doing it?
No, I make the least. I'm the lowest paid guy, and I work more than any of them.
Yeah.
Or try to work more than any of them.
Exactly.
When there's a problem, he usually calls me to go solve it.
Yeah, I always think that's funny. They think that, I guess through some weird trick of the mind, that acting like that makes it like, I'm showing you that I trust you more. Then why are you yelling at me? Yeah. I think the best one is I had a boss that was like that. And he's like, whoa, your father yelled at you and you love him, right? And I went, no, actually I don't. What's your point? And the look on his face was just, right.
There's a difference. He also birthed me.
Yeah. He didn't do much more than add genetic material, but hey, you're still not him. Oh, you know what? It's lighting. I think is that probably not the most argumentative part of this hobby. It's got to be lighting.
Lighting's one of them.
Oh.
And I think that's just because that's that wow factor. Like if you're into cars, it's what engine do you have? What, that kind of deal. That's the wow factor. I mean, the tank itself, you can't wow. I mean, unless it's a big tank, but still, if everybody has a 75 gallon, your overflow, that's okay. I think lighting is the You know what I mean? Gives you that. Oh, look, I have the biggest, baddest lights on the market.
Yeah. So exclusive.
It's part of it. It's part of it.
Yeah, it is. Like, see, I don't have to deal with that. It never gets warm enough here that I have to really worry about the tank climbing. You know, even on a hot day, and you know, of course, I have an air conditioner, so I can cool the house and all that good stuff. So that part, yeah, it's a lot to deal with, man. And you're right, having some frozen RODI ready, or having a thing that a buddy of mine uses are those froze packs. You know, the bags, the sealed bags, and he uses them. He's got like 20 of them in his freezer. Yeah. He lives in California though, so I get why he has that. So.
Yeah, but see, he would have an easier time than I would. Because I mean, it gets just as hot here as it does in California.
Yeah.
You know, 102, 103. Then you factor in the humidity. You're looking heat index 109, 110.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
with 95% humidity, so there's no evaporation. No. You know, I mean, in your house you have an air condition that runs, yeah, but it's still humid.
Yeah, exactly. So it actually causes the still have the same problem, just in a different way. Evaporation is now the problem, right?
Yeah. I mean, we get that at work. The dock I go to a lot, Placid, I noticed that they've got a heating, cooling, and evaporative control all in one, humidity controller, because it's got all the electronic relays and stuff in it. Well, not relays, but PCB boards and
yeah,
I say relays. You know, I know they're old school, but all the logic controllers and stuff in that room. That's our little office and whatnot. And so you've got a humidity dial that you set. You know, we usually keep it about 60%. Because that's where they want it. You can't go lower than 50. They want it lower than 70. So we set it at 60%.
Yeah.
Erratic's got a hodgepodge. But during the summer, you can, if you turn it to cool only, it'll cool that room down to 55, 60 degrees at night. Because it keeps getting the on signal from the humidity controller.
Yep. Because the humidity is still super high.
Right. So you actually have to run it in auto and set your heat to like 65 degrees.
Yeah.
You know, then your cool will be 68. And that way the heat will actually kick on to counteract the air condition running.
Yeah. And then try to keep the humidity
in
check.
Yeah. I'd really like to have one of those on my fish room.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could control things a whole lot better. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's a problem. I live on the Bay of Fundy. I got the same problem. It's all humid all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I use 3 different LED T5s and T5 MM.
There's a lot of different lights, but is that over your like reef keeping career, or is that on one tank, or at the same time? See, Doradic, you're like me and my brother. We have all kinds of bullshit built up.
Yeah. Yeah. I
had to throw down a gauntlet with my wife last night.
Oh.
You know, so we're trying to save money and looking at getting a job where both of us are looking at jobs in New Orleans where maybe we could move back to New Orleans. Right. So that's where all of our friend and family is. Okay, 2 tanks over the years.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, because we're not at a point where we could afford to have a down payment and buy a house and all that right now. I said, well, you know, then we're just stuck here. I mean, that's just it. We're going to stuck here. We're going to have to work till we can save up to get a house and all there.
Right.
Well, what about if we moved in with my mom for a year or 2? You act like that's going to bother me. I'm fine with that. You know, no problem. I'm the type where I can live anywhere for a year or 2.
Yeah.
You know, I can live in a trailer for a year or 2. Yeah. She's the one that won't. I'm not living in a trailer. I said, you wouldn't live in a trailer for 1 to 2 years. What about tornadoes? Jessica, how many times have you seen tornadoes down here in the last 5 years? Twice? Maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
You know, And so that's like I also found a job. It's over what they call the West Bank, New Orleans. You know, you got the river runs right through New Orleans. When you got the West Bank, well, West Bank is kind of the side of town.
Right.
Now, they have some really nice neighborhoods over there. Don't get me wrong, but as a whole, it has the stigma of being, you know, ghetto and run down, and then you have your nicer neighborhoods once you get a little bit out on the West Bank. And that's like I told her. I said, so you wouldn't move to the West Bank if I could get this operator's trainee job for ConocoPhillips.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
He's like, no way. Blah blah blah. I said, Jessica, so that's a $85,000 a year job as a trainee. So their operators make 120, 130. And you wouldn't move to the West Bank for that? Well, why couldn't you just live on the East Bank? And I said, because I'm not driving 2 hours to work every day, then working a 12-hour shift. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yep.
But so the gauntlet was, if you know, because we kind of just spitballing if we moved in with her mom, well, you'd have to get rid of a bunch of your stuff. I said, I'm telling you now, I'm not getting rid of the nano tank.
Yeah.
I said, I'll get rid of the 75. I said, but I'm not getting rid of the nano tank.
Yeah. Well, nano tank doesn't really take up any goddamn room.
No, it's a 2 foot by 2 foot footprint.
Yeah. You can put that just about anywhere. Yep. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's the same here. And now we got it's like a second son that I have that I've been looking, you know, helping him out and just, you know, life advice and everything else. And he's just got himself all screwed up, for lack of a better word. And I'm like, well, look, you know, you can't move in for free. I said, I can't. The wife's never going to let you do that. I said, and technically, I said, I'd be doing you a disservice doing that. So now it's like, because you're asking me now, I got to get a bigger place. I got to do, you know, deal with all that. I said, and what if you flake out and bail on me too? Now I'm screwed, because now I'm, you know, paying for this bigger place, right? And he's like, well, I said, you got to make some harsh decisions.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't want to go bankrupt. I said, well, sometimes that's the best thing for you. And he's like, he just doesn't believe it. And I said, oh, no, man, I know, you know, it ain't what it used to be, especially here in Canada now. Like, you can keep your car. If you can prove you need to go to work, they don't take your car.
Yeah.
You know? Now, it doesn't mean you get out of paying for your car.
No, they just roll it into the bankruptcy usually.
Right, exactly. So you're going to pay more for your bankruptcy, but you're going to get to keep your car, right? And he's like, well, what would I be looking at? And I just played around with the numbers because I used to work for something called PricewaterhouseCoopers. They were an insolvency trustee. And I was doing in the battle days when we took the baby's crib. I didn't agree with that, but that's what the creditors could do, right? If it was on the list, they could take it. Now, there's it's a lot different. But yeah, because I did that, 15 years ago?
See, I need to look at refinancing my truck. That's my biggest problem right now is I pay $600 a month for that truck.
That'll do it. Yeah,
and I've only got a year and a half left on it. So I could probably get it refinanced because I'm ahead on it now.
Yeah, you're on the downward slope of that loan, right?
It's a 14 GMC 4x4, 4-door. So, I mean, I know I could sell it for 18 to 20 grand and I owe 12 on it.
Yep.
So that's what I got to see if I can refi it. That's what I'm going to try.
Yeah, that can't hurt. That'll bring your payments down anyway. It'll make it longer, but it'll bring it down too, right?
Yeah, I've only got 70,000 miles on it, so no biggie.
Oh, that's not even a lot. How long you had it? Since
13, I bought it with 4 miles on it.
That's not a lot. I got more on my car.
So end of 13, you figure you're almost halfway through this year, 18. So 4.5 years.
Not bad. All right, 2 secs. Coffee's done. I'll be right back.
Erraticate, I know I've seen some of your videos. What size is your tank? And what was your other one? Did you upgrade and go bigger or just go with a nicer tank or what?
Oh, anyway, fucking day. Let me tell you. All right. Yeah, just one of those. I'm just rocking a hard place. So when that blew out last night, and I got up this morning, and I kind of had a feeling something was going on with the computer yesterday, and then it just, that power supply just gave it up. So I'm like, okay, so I'm on the cheapo. That's fine. So I can't run OBS and stream that way right now. So, yeehaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's, yeah. That's all right. Another buddy of mine that knows I'm doing this, we'll get people to donate. I said, I don't do that, man. You know? I said, that's that, you know, I just don't. You want to donate?
My bad, Eradicate. I didn't know you were driving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a trucker, sir.
Oh, I forget that. I forget who does what. There's a couple of people I remember, but
yeah,
we talk to so many people on here.
Yeah, we're not even big. You know, I said to one guy, can you imagine, you know, ask Coralfish 12 when he's doing a live stream to remember somebody. He might remember one. Yeah.
You have to say something really memorable. Yeah. That's why I usually keep a notepad and write notes of things. Like if somebody says, hey, go check this out, I'll make a note, you know, who it is, what it is, and where to find it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
I have one every now and then.
I love to say no. I don't. I have great ideas. I just don't get to follow through on them. Although lately it's been pretty good. Because those ideas... Oh, my phone's going off again. Come on. Second kid. Bear with me here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
My third kid, if you want to get technical. It's like, oh, I still want to be done with this crap. I think he does too. I think he's finally into this, you know, that young love drama thing just isn't working out. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. It's stressful, sir. I said, and it's stressful in a really weird way. I said, because one, I don't want to get arrested. That was always a concern, right? Because the domestic abuse laws and all that stuff all changed right around that time. So even if nothing like that was going on, if the police decided to arrest you for it, there was nothing you could do. In Canada, it was really, really bizarre when they did it, right? Although I got to make fun of my bass player in one band because I ever tell you the story about him where we literally ragged on him for 6 months? His girlfriend, that's the only way to put her, took his prized possession, which was his 5-string bass, and hung it out a third-story window. You love me more than this. And kind of in that case for him, since that's his livelihood, I guess, maybe yes. So anyway, rather than risking her dropping it, he leapt at it, got a hold of it, but his right elbow hit her in the face. Not on purpose.
Right.
But because they were yelling and screaming, the cops were called, right? The cops show up, see the bruise starting on her face.
Domestic battery.
Boom, and they arrest him for this. So he calls us all up looking to get bailed out, right? And the only one that had any money left at that point after the tour was the drummer. And him and Doogie were really good buddies. And he's like, all right, yeah, I'll get Craig to come pick me up, you know, blah, 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 and we'll come get you. So we go bail him out. And he's looking a little worse and rattled because he's never really been arrested or in trouble. And he's like, and he's going on. And the funniest part was later, they got back together, for lack of a better word, but more as a hookup, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was kind of a flighty girl. You know, she just would say things off the cuff. She was always a very excitable person.
Mm-hmm.
Natalie, I remember her quite well. Anyway, and she was talking to Doug, and I'm sitting there with Doug having a smoke. We're watching rock video or something, or whatever the hell we were watching, just hanging out and talking about the next tour coming up. And she says, well, Corey, I know he's there. And he goes, no, he's not there. And he was there, but he was just in his room and he didn't want to talk to her, right?
Yeah.
He goes, well, he was here last night and he did me. And Doogie just bing in his head. That statement was all it took for him, right? And he goes, well, I'll be sure to let him know you called. And he hangs up and he looks at me and he goes, you are not going to believe what she just said to me. And he tells me I'm like giggling about it, right? And We go to band practice later on. I think it was that night actually, and he starts playing this beat, you know, and he's like, and he did me, and this goes on and on. And when I say on and on, folks, we hit the road. We were doing it in the van. We were doing it at the gigs. And he's, you know, and he'd be Craig, and I'd go, and he did me. And we just would do this over and over and over again. So finally, Drake, the bass player, just flips out. What's up? You know, in this huge tirade. And we tell him the story, and he goes, wait a minute. You've been doing this to me for 6 months, and that's all it was. And it was like, yeah. And he goes, you guys are committed, man. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, that fellow's no longer with us. That, you know, he's one of those cases where the drugs got him. And unfortunately for him, it didn't work out. He didn't get past that point. So, yeah, he was one of those people always got himself in a domestic situation he shouldn't have been in. It's just like, man, you just have like the worst luck or taste. Either way, probably both. Yeah, and just drove himself to that point and blah, blah, blah. So, but yeah, but he was, God, he was, and a good bass player too. Really wicked bass player, right? Just, you know, super talented. And I moved away, and so did the singer, but the drummer was still there. And he doesn't hold himself responsible, but he said he should have noticed. He goes, because even you noticed, Craig, that his gear wound up on the market, like his basses and you know, things that we knew were his things. And that stuff shouldn't be showing up on the market unless you're getting out or you're getting
a drug problem.
You got a drug problem now, right? Yeah. So, oh well, you know, that's life.
Later. All right, later, Doradic.
Yeah, later, buddy.
Blue line trigger.
Oh no, I love triggers, but man, like I told you about that, seeing that little baby clown trigger. No bigger than a toonie, you know, like a $2 coin up here in Canada, and I'm just like, oh, you're going to be bad later. You're just probably be bad now, right? Yeah, but still love looking at them. Just they're so they look like they're robbing you, you know, with that band across the eye, right? You know.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do in the Nano because I want more than just one clownfish.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go harem, so to speak.
No, I just want more than one clownfish. That's all I have in there that's living.
Oh, what am I talking about? Right. You only got the one clownfish.
Oh yeah, my 75. I've been thinking about doing a school of something, but that grouper prevents that. Honestly, I think even that squirrelfish would be a problem with something smaller. Like if I got rid of the grouper and did Kamahara blennies, I think that squirrelfish would try to eat him because he's pretty temperamental.
Yeah.
That's my LFS has some small dwarf lions right now. So I'm going to see. I thought about doing a dwarf lion, but I don't even know if those would survive. I'm sure they would. And one of them is the smallest one's the size of a freaking golf ball.
Oh, yeah.
The bigger one's about the size of a racquetball.
Yep. Oh, it looks like my day's about to get busy.
What is it?
Oh, that buddy of mine needs to come over. I was like, oh, okay, all right. All right, come on over. Yeah. My big thing is I'll just look at him. What did you learn? You know, did you learn anything? Then it's worth it, right? Oh, and what are they saying about Gibson?
Ooh, what?
Yeah, there it is. Gibson Guitars files for bankruptcy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's not good. And why are they doing that? Bear with me a sec here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so they just messed up. Gibson tried to do what Fender was doing and start buying up all the other brands. And they put out the self-tuning guitar. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Bad idea. Just a bad idea. Oh, well. The guitar that made Led Zeppelin, Les Paul. Made a lot of rock bands, to be honest. Yeah, well, so. Well, listen, sir, I hate to cut and run, but I'm going to cut and run.
Oh, it's all good, bud.
Yeah, and I will, I'll catch you a little later, and if you're not up, then maybe I'll throw one up. And
yes, sir. Well, if you come back, just let me know. I mean, I'm going to hang out probably and leave this up, and I might move my laptop in there and chit chat while I fiddle with the tanks. I need to clean the glass and whatnot. So
sounds good, man. Fiddle while you work.
See if I can pick up some other people and hang out and BS and.
Exactly. Sounds like a plan, man. I'll talk to you a little later.
Yes, sir.
Later, brother.
So what's everybody else up to? Anybody got anything interesting going on? That is good, Melanie. What you doing with your day off? Working on the tanks or? Oh. Oh my God, you're a Giants fan? You and my wife would get along great. She is a Giants freak. That's what we went to San Francisco for our honeymoon in January. She loves San Francisco. That's what she's got. What is it? MLB pass for the Giants. She watches or listens to all their games. She's at work. She'll put them on. She listens to KNBR. I think that's it. One of the radio stations over there. We're from Louisiana, from New Orleans. Live in Baton Rouge. So South Louisiana. She wants to live there. Yep, KNBR. It's Murph and Mac. That's she always talked about Murph and Mac. But she'd love to live in San Francisco. And that's what, like, when we were there, she's like, oh, let's see what a house would cost. She pulled up a house is like, $1.1 million for smaller than what we have here that I paid $120,000 for. Like, you're out of your box. You have lost your mind. And I know that pay is more there, but it'd be getting the capital to move there and finding a job there. They visited San Francisco because her parents are split up, and one of her mom's friends, he goes. I think does his daughter live there, or his son moved there? So he goes and visits, and so she went with him. The mom did, and then they went to go visit and go see the Golden Gate and all that. And she just, I don't know, fell in love with the city. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, but me, I like down here. I can call one of my buddies, hey, let's go take the boat out and go fishing, salt water or fresh water. And I like to hunt and camp and do all that kind of stuff, which, I mean, you don't really get a whole lot of that out there, especially in San Francisco. Right. Apple, Google. I looked at a plant job. There's that refinery up in, you've got a big Conoco refinery over there. Let's see. Phillips, San Francisco. Over by Vallejo, just south of Vallejo. So I guess that's the north of Richmond, south of Vallejo. There's a refinery and a carbon plant there, and like I looked at that. But I mean, they pay a little bit more. Refinery operator is 37 to 40. Well, here they make 30 to 32, 35 if they've been there a while. So, I mean, you're not making that much more for what it costs out there. Yeah, we went through Vallejo to go to Napa. We did the all-in-one wine train trip where we got on the ferry, took the ferry from San Francisco to Vallejo. Then a shuttle picked us up in Vallejo and took us to the place, and then we got on the train there. You talking about what the operators here pay or what they pay for Vallejo? Oh yeah, it's awesome pay here. I mean, but that's your operators. You could tell the operators. They all have big jacked up trucks or brand new SUVs. They all ride motorcycles or have big bad boats. Nice bass boats or bay boats, whatever type of fishing they like to do. They all have four wheelers. You know, you can tell who the operators are and who the contractors are for sure. But it's just so hard to get on as an operator, and I'd imagine it's not any easier there. I've seen that. Your BMW, right? Do you have a car too, or you just have the motorcycle? So I've got a buddy that's has one of those BMW bikes that he likes to go ride on. Most of my friends, though, they have Harleys or crotch rockets. Do you ride your motorcycle more than you drive your car? Nice bike. They're big, but they're nice. They're heavy too. Yeah, y'all have got pretty good public transit over there. Really good public transit compared to what we have here. All right, Melanie. It might be a little quiet for a while. I think it's just you and me right now, so I know Rico's probably going, so that's probably where most people are. Oh, I'll tell her hello. She'll get a kick out of that. She's going to say she hates you because you get to go to the game. That's not the one I want. So what's everybody else got going on? What's up, JB? Not much. Just kind of hanging around. There's a link if you want to come jump in and BS for a little while. I don't think I've ever actually talked to you about your tanks and whatnot. I might have. I was saying earlier, I forget who does what a lot. We got so many people on these streams and stuff. I'm just sitting here, fiddle farting around. Trying to decide what fish I want to get next and things like that. Oh, come on. All right, if you go links to my social media. It's just me. I don't bite much. Discussion. All right, I'm trying to find it here. About. Ah, there we go. And breeder, what do you breed? So you mostly do freshwater. You have a saltwater? I'm looking. I saw coral, so I'm assuming you do. Oh, no worries, bud. My little cousin's autistic. I'll keep him sometime. Or I'll watch him. I don't say I keep him. I'll watch him like if I'm at my aunt and uncle's house. My cousin will drop him off, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to the store. Can you watch KP for a little while?" Name's Kipton Paul, so KP. I said, "Yeah, I can watch him for a little while as long as you don't let him in the backyard with the pool. You're safe. If you let him on the back porch with the pool out there, done. He's going in the pool." First time it happened, they were home though. We're all out there like, okay, we're gonna go swimming. Blah blah blah. And I mean, he's only, I guess he's about 7 now, but he was maybe like 3 or 4 at the time. And most 3 or 4-year-olds can't swim; they need floaties. And so we're standing around talking, and that's when I still smoked. I'm smoking a cigarette, and I crack open a beer, and I'm talking to my uncle, and all of a sudden I hear kadoosh. Okay, breed from home. So I hear gadoosh, I hear the splash. I turn around, I was like, "Oh my god!" I go running over there, and he just pops up, starts swimming around. I look at my uncle. He's like, "Dude, that kid's a fish." I was like, "Y'all not worried?" He's like, "No." Whatever. 4 years old, swim like a fish. Swim better than I can, probably. So the problem is, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the whole concept of a bathing suit. So if you let him out in regular clothes, he's going in the pool. Is that your son with his arm in the tank with a glove? 11 freshwater and 1 reef. Wow. What's your favorite tank or favorite style or fish? Or if you could only keep one, which one would it be? I don't know about a whole lot about freshwater, but if it's freshwater, we can talk freshwater. I always like to learn stuff. That's a big sucker tank. So you run sump setups on freshwater too. No fishing. He's 6. Yes, so they're about the same age, him and my cousin. That red ring, is that a aquarium heater or is that like a water heater? Little mini water heater. I'm assuming it's a little mini water heater since it's IPX4 and the fish house. Yeah. Oh, so you're UK. Mm. Following. Some nice little coral pieces there on that rack. Yeah, I'd like to do a little freshwater tank too one day. If I did that though, I'd want to do like the little, maybe the smaller cube. I've got the. Yep, that's what I thought it was. Do you use that to heat all your freshwater stuff, or you just use it to heat your RO water? Never mind. Answered my question. I see the picture. RO water. No. Use it to heat. Yeah, your RO coming out to go into the bins. Yeah, you've got the cold line plumb from the unit, RO unit, and then the hot water line going out. So I guess when you do water changes, you can just water change straight to your freshwater tanks and have it preheated. Smart man, sir. Smart man. See, I don't know if I would want to do a planted tank or a cichlid tank. Do a big cichlid tank or do a small planted tank. It would be one or the other. So either like a 10, 12 gallon cube, like all in one, or like that Fluval Flex. I really like that little Fluval Flex tank with the curved front. So I guess running a sump on a freshwater is the same benefits as a saltwater, just you don't have a skimmer. I saw a picture of one in here. I need to go back. If I ever decide to do a planted tank, I'll be hitting you up. The dang sump. See, I like your little fish house. I'd have to build it just a little bigger where I could get rid of that folding chair and put my recliner in there, though. One of these days, I'm going to get you to come in here and chat with me, JB. We can discuss freshwater stuff. So let's see here. Down from the tank, filter sock, biomedia, that filter floss, more filter floss, more biomedia, and then a pad, and then your return. Planet helps with nitrates. Okay, so same principle as a salt water. You just don't have a skimmer, so you don't need that. But you can get away. I mean, I'm looking at yours here. I could almost get away with a 3-chamber sump, just basic sump. Stuff the first one with fiber fill, the second one with biomedia out of this world, and then chamber 3 for return. It would be plenty. I'll do it one day. I'll find something that'll pique your interest just enough. And if you're shy, look, you just got to come on my streams. It'll be just you and me and like 5 other people. I think I've only got, what, 5 watching? One of these days, I guess I'm going to have to piggyback. I've got some stuff to give away. I'm going to have to piggyback where I can actually get some more people. Or just catch it when Rico's not streaming. Oh, it's Test Tuesday, isn't it? Have you seen those little fluval flex tanks, JB? You know which one I'm talking about? You know, the Evo is the saltwater peninsula. But they make this little 15-gallon with LED top for freshwater flex, like 140, 150. I think it's a real clean looking tank too. I thought about doing this for saltwater, but the back isn't quite set up for it. Yeah, so this is the, let's see, present. Yeah, this is the little fluval flex tank I really liked. Got to put out some videos then. I know that's my problem is I don't put out any video. I don't put out enough videos. I got to sit here and learn how to play with all this crap. Do the editing, and I can't stand my voice. I don't know if it bothers y'all or not, but I hate hearing myself on camera. If you can look at the screen, this is the little fluval flex. That's just the basic picture of it. Let's see. Fluval flex, 15-gallon. Images. I like the way the front is shaped. You know, so it's just like a normal all-in-one, but it's got the boat out front. If I was doing a little square tank, I might make mine. But I mean, Petco is just so cheap, $1 per gallon up to a 40 breeder, you know? And so that's the only issue there is if I'm going to do a 40-gallon tank, then I'm just going to do our 20 long or, you know, something like that for a freshwater if I wanted to do a small planted. But I couldn't do this, you know, this curved front, it's got the LED hood built in, you know, just like my 24 nano cube. I love my little 24 nano cube. And then I could actually, I would bank that I can fit this on the second shelf, or they make a little smaller version of it, 9-gallon one. I know I could fit the 9-gallon. I did the dimensions on it to fit my the second shelf on my stand. I have my 24 JBJ on. I just have to build the braces. You know, all I have on there now is enough bracing to hold my ATO and my dosing container. Yeah, it's a bow front, but it bows top to bottom instead of left to right. So it kind of gives you this magnify. You know, I'm tall, so that's the only thing I don't like about bow fronts. Unless I would build a tall stand, is I'm always looking at it at a weird angle. Whereas this, you know, it's curved top to bottom. This is a good picture of it. I think that would be a really cool little freshwater shrimp and planted tank. What you should do is go live and just keep yourself muted. Just do a live walk around to your fish room. People can type. You can type back, but you don't have to talk. Shrimp aquascape, fluval flex, 15-gallon. So what makes a shrimp aquascape? All the little hidey holes and... Yeah, I know I need to start doing videos. And like I was going to get Michael to maybe sit down with me and help me one day. But now he wants to charge for it. I'm like, I'm not paying $120 or $70 for live stream help. I'll figure it out on my own. Do you have any shrimp tanks, quote unquote shrimp tank? Oh, I like that. That's what they call a bonsai reef light. What's up, Dev? Yeah, I think that little bow front would give me a better view. I mean, I'm 6'5", almost 6'6". Oh, just spitballing, Dev. Well, I said one day I'd like to do a shrimp tank. Just because I like all the little colorful shrimps. And since you can keep them as communities, you know, you keep a community of shrimp in your reef tank and something's bound to eat something. Oh, that's not the link I wanted. That's the link I wanted. Okay. See, I like this little mini bonsai reef. I guess that's what that would be. But that just seems like a lot of freaking work. What's up, Dev?
What is happening?
Oh, nothing much, buddy. Just looking, piddling around. I know JB has a bunch of freshwater tanks, and since he was the only one on here. Holy crap, I like this.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
With the floating islands.
Mm. Before I got into saltwater, I was hardcore into the high-tech planted tanks.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do high-tech, but like what I was looking at is this little fluval flex. I don't know if you've seen that tank or not.
Which one is it?
That's the bow front one.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like that. That's the 9-gallon. But doing a little freshwater, I guess.
If you want like the carpeting plants and a lot of that stuff, then you almost need to be a little more high-tech-ish, like CO2 and that type of stuff. They're fun though. I had probably like 5 or 6 of them back in the day. I can find it. Some of my old ones.
Like one of the LFSs, they either need to step up their saltwater game or just stick to freshwater. Because they've got a lot. I mean, they've got a lot of tanks for saltwater. Nice tanks. You know, they got one big low breeder, I guess breeder, you know, frag tank, and then they have, I don't know, 20, 25 saltwater tanks, and they've probably got 40 freshwater tanks. And they keep up with the freshwater tanks, so they don't really keep up with the saltwater tanks.
Ah, yes. There you go. That's how I used to have my little tank in my office. Scroll up. Yes, I had this one. This is probably the last one I had before I got into saltwater.
That's a CO2 tank.
Yeah. Pretty sure that one was. Yeah, it would have been for that carpet. But it makes it a lot easier for the carpeting plants. But yeah, I used to like all the little shrimp and stuff. They're cool.
Now, I guess you have to start getting into lighting again when you do those kind of tanks, huh?
If you like an anubis or nubius, whatever you call it, these plants, they're low light, they're easy. But it's mainly if you want the carpeting plants, those need highlight. Otherwise, they grow tall and lanky. If you want them to stay down and like carpet,
right? They grow up for light unless you blast them, then they'll grow out.
Yeah,
the exact opposite of what a acro does, huh?
Yeah. That and having a softer kind of substrate helps.
Okay. No, I would, if I did one, that's what the 9-gallon flex. I don't know if the 15 would fit.
Yeah.
But the 9-gallon flex actually fits on the shelf of my stand for my 24 JBJ.
Mm-hmm.
So then I could have my saltwater nano, a little freshwater nano. I would just want moss and some shrimp, probably.
Yeah. That's pretty easy then. I had this guy had a couple super tiny little rasboras and these little blue tiger shrimp in that one.
JB says he breeds red and black crystal shrimp,
nice.
Bristlenose plecos, apistogramma shrimp, Corydoras, electric blue rams, guppies.
Nice. 8 bazillion. That was my bigger planted saltwater tank back in the day.
Planted saltwater?
Sorry. Planted freshwater.
Okay. So I looked at doing a freshwater before I did a saltwater, and I was actually looking at doing Oscars.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Like a tiger and an albino, and then a few of the Synodontis catfish.
Mm-hmm. This one...
Like 2 of them.
That's cool. This one literally turned into a jungle. I had probably, I'm going to say like 50 celestial pearl danios in there. I think I had 24 cardinal tetras, 24 rummy nose tetras. The school's a little fish. But yeah, it was like, I injected CO2 in fertilizers. Like I built my own doser for that tank. Might be a photo of it. Yeah, so I injected CO2. Then I made my own doser. It literally plants grew like weeds in there. It was almost like too much work because every week I'm just pulling out like handfuls of plants. It was crazy.
Why'd you build your own doser? Just because you like doing the DIY?
Yeah, pretty much. Why not? Because I could. But the handy thing was I already had a CO2 tank when I wanted to do a calcium reactor down the road.
Right. Now, is it cheaper to do CO2 on a planted? Because I guess you would just need a regulator and a bubble counter, right?
Certain plants are easier with CO2. You don't need it, but they do grow better. And for some of the carpeting plants, it helps. And it also helps out compete algae a little bit. Like there are some benefits to do it. But your plants do grow faster with it. I haven't looked at this website in ages.
Well, I mean, as far as the equipment, I know if you're doing calcium reactor, you got to have the reactor, you got to have the bubble counter, you got to have the $150 regulator, you got to have the tank. Mm-hmm. Is it just tank and regulator?
Yeah.
Or
tank regulator, and there's just like a little ceramic diffuser to do it. Like, see that little thing on the back wall right there?
Yeah.
Like that's a little what do they call it? Like a CO2 drop counter or whatever. Where it changes color based on the CO2 level. That's kind of how you monitor it in the freshwater tanks. Basically like a pH solution. I mean, you could use a pH probe or something, but that was before I even knew about them. Okay, this guy was huge. He would steal snails to try and build with them.
Is that a pistol shrimp?
Yeah, as a tiger shrimp. He was like massive. This guy was like a hardcore little builder. Yeah, he was huge. Little bugger killed probably like 5 gobies on me until he finally paired with one. Yeah, I saw this. Curious.
what you up to today, Dev?
Just working.
Working hard, huh?
Yeah, always.
Always. Oh man, so what new things you working on with Reef saltwater?
Just put that neck cleaner on the other day. That was my latest little bit.
Is it the Swabby or is it a DIY?
The Swabby. I was gonna DIY one, but then somebody sent me the Swabby one, so.
This is my thing. Do you really need to clean the neck of that skimmer that often?
It makes it more efficient. As all the crud builds up on the neck, it makes it harder for the bubbles to work their way up there.
Okay.
So, do you need it? No, you could just clean it weekly. But if I have such a big cup, whenever I clean it, there's only like that much in it, right? I could probably now. I bet you I can go for like 2 months before I have to empty it. I'm kind of curious to see how long I can get away with it. But I mean, half the time I cleaned it, there's like that much in the cup. It was more just to clean all the crud out of the neck. So I'm curious to see how that goes now.
I just let mine build up, but I have a different type of skimmer. I'm actually thinking about trading my brother. He's got a Reef Octopus 110.
Mm-hmm. Nice. What do you have right now?
So that's on my 75. I have the Aqua Sea EV 180.
Aqua Sea.
It's a recirculating external skimmer.
Yeah,
you can set it up internally, but it's a recirculating, so it doesn't have a needle wheel impeller. It's air injection.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, it will skim its butt off. And I bought it bigger because I have some predators in there, but I really just don't think I'm presenting the bio load to max it out because it has a drain line pre-installed, which I think should be standard on all, standard size skimmers.
Yeah.
Because even their 120 has a drain line installed on the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a little quart jug I picked up from Big Lots, where the drain tube just drains down into that jug. And as of right now, I can go 2 months without filling up that quart jug or 2-quart jug, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think it's just 1 quart, but I mean, I can go a long time without filling it up.
Well, that's kind of handy.
And so
I thought about adding one of those on mine, but the cup's just so freaking huge and I do such a dry skim that it takes ages. Doing the dry skim definitely helps.
Well, this thing runs a little more. I don't want to say it runs more of a wet skim. I think what it is, I need to put a bigger pump on it because right now I have like a 800 gallon per hour pump, which is on the top end of what it calls for.
Yeah.
But they say that you can overdrive it, and so I think I need to overdrive it. 130 gallon Amazon Tetra tank, 5 foot by 2 by 2.5.
Getting the itch for more tanks, are you?
Who, JB or me?
You.
Oh, that's JB. That's his. He said his favorite is a 130 in his living room, Amazon Tetra tank.
Ah, nice.
5 by 2 by 2. Oh, I always have an itch for more tanks. But that's what I was telling Craig earlier. I'm actually looking at possibly getting rid of my 75.
It's funny because I have you get an itch, you want more tanks, but then other times you're like, so much work maintaining multiple tanks.
Mine are easy. I mean, that's the thing is I'm setting up to do minimal water changes on mine because if I go offshore, then I'm going to have to go 2 weeks at a time, a week or two, depending on where I get a job at. I'm trying to get back offshore. So I needed to run on autopilot for either a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so, which I think I've got the Nano about where it'll do that now with the dosing. I just need to get a Reef glass skimmer.
Ah, yes.
Because I don't have a skimmer on it. And I know I'm pushing the water volume on a Reef glass, but I have almost no stocking. I only have 1 clownfish in that tank right now.
Oh, that's not bad then.
No.
Mine's already pushing it. I can cut off from fish for the Nano now.
Do what?
I think I can cut myself off from adding any more fish to the Nano.
Well, my problem is I keep adding them and they keep dying from one thing or another.
That's no fun.
Like I just put a yellowhead jawfish in there last week and he disappeared under a rock and never saw him again. That's the second fish I've had do that to me.
Oh, no. What do I got? I got a tail spot goby.
Had one of those. He got sucked into the overflow and died.
Hey, what else we got? I got the wrasse, the flasher wrasse.
Had one of those. Disappeared under a rock and died.
The pipefish. I got a Geringer's goby. I got the ruby red dragonette. Do I have any more fish? Or is that all the fish? I got a bunch of random inverts. Like I got pom-pom crab, a couple emerald crabs, 3 sexy shrimp, porcelain crab. I feel like I might be missing something. Oh, and a Rainford's goby. There we go. I knew this.
Rainford's. I had a Rainford's. The 6 line killed him.
Really? Oh, bugger. You just gotta play nice.
I've had one die from aggression, and the clownfish isn't aggressive. That's what some people keep saying. Well, the clownfish might be killing. No, the clownfish doesn't bother anybody. He doesn't even bother me anymore. Or she. I'm assuming it's a female.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a little bit bigger, solo clownfish,
Yeah.
Probably a female. But I mean, it's just one thing after another after another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pain. It's no fun when that happens.
No.
So what's going on with you today? Anything exciting?
Nothing much.
No?
On call. Perfect. It's all about figuring out perfect go setup. Talking about for freshwater, JB, or for saltwater? Well, I guess it's for both. But I mean,
I see the chat right now. Let me know if it's anything.
Yeah. It's my problems with fish. It's not compatibility. Like I said, it's the clownfish. I don't think is a problem because there's never been any aggression towards any fish from that clownfish. I had one flasher wrasse, disappeared, never saw him again, and I have a top. So unless they're somehow working their way out the top, and then the dog gets in there and eats them before I can find them.
Mm-hmm.
But I never see them like that. Flasher wrasse and this yellow-headed jawfish. I've never seen them out. I dropped them in the tank. They went and found their little hiding spot, and I never saw them again.
Really? Yeah. Actually, I had a blue spotted jawfish that just disappeared on me one day. I have no idea what happened to him.
Yep, same thing that's happened with both of those.
Yeah.
Tail spot got sucked in the little overflow thing.
Hmm.
I mean, that's a mechanical. I mean, there's no way to prevent that.
Yeah.
And then Rainford's goby was doing fine. Decided to put a 6 line in. Everything was good for about a week and a half, and then the 6 line went homicidal. Went full Ted Bundy on everybody. Him and the clownfish. Killed the Rainford's goby in a day before I could even stop it. And then, repeatedly tried to kill the clownfish until I could finally catch him.
Yeah, it's a pain. So, back and forth on if I should, sell my tangs when I do my upgrade and get smaller ones again, or if I should just keep them.
I don't know. Give me 1 second. I got a phone call.
Yeah.
It's time to go to work now. I'll stay in chat. They called me late. I hate when they call me late.
Yeah.
So I'm not in any rush.
Fair enough. Grindy.
We're supposed to get a 2-hour notice on jobs, and I don't understand. He called this job in at 9 o'clock because I talked to the guy that's out there that kind of coordinates things at 9 o'clock. But it has to actually go through our dispatch.
Yeah.
I talked to him at like 9 o'clock. He said, yeah, I called it in about 15 minutes ago. It'll be a noon job. So, okay, expecting a call at 10 o'clock. There was one guy ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the thing. I said, all right, 10 o'clock goes by. No phone call. All right, they must have sent him out. Now it's 10:30. Hey, we need somebody at Placid. It's for noon. I'm like, okay, well, you knew about this at 9. Why are you waiting till 10:30 to call me? You could have called me at 9:30 and earlier, you know. Oh, it's nightmare. Nightmare.
Yep, it happens. Oh well, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. So, you gonna be hanging around for a little while?
I don't know. I have a meeting in half an hour. So
No, that's a negative.
Report's done before that. That's my excitement at the moment.
Yeah. So, yeah. So back to finish this topic real quick, and then I'll jump off. So I need to add a small skimmer. That's what I was looking between the Mammy and the Reef glass, or the however you want to say that other one. You know, and the Mammy skimmer is like $120. It's almost the same design as the Reef glass, but the Reef glass is slimmer. So I'm probably going to go with the Reef glass.
I've never used one or found one cheap enough to order one, but they look nice.
I found that right now Premium Aquatics has the kit. See what it includes. It includes the air pump, the airline tubing. I don't know if it includes the rigid tubing or not. For $89. You know, O says he loves his. I tried to make one, and it didn't go too well.
I thought about the same thing. I haven't done it yet, but
I tried it. And maybe it's because I had an old wooden air stone. I had used it for like a month, and then I pulled it out and let it dry out. So maybe that was the problem. You know, I don't know. Maybe I didn't have a strong enough. No, it's not a strong enough air pump because it worked fine.
I feel like you could literally just take some glass or acrylic tube and then just make like a little cork top thing with an output on it. Like, it doesn't seem very hard to make. It's
well, no, and that's just, I found everything to do it. I actually found the stuff to make it a little bigger. I had looked at, because this is like a 1.5 inches, I think, is the body on that Reef glass. I found 2-inch PVC tubing, clear PVC.
Yeah.
Rubber stopper with 2 holes.
Nice.
On Amazon. So, you know, airline in, airline out. And it would have been, I don't know, $30-40, but I'm at the point of, I don't want to screw with it. I want to get something I know works.
Yeah.
You know, and they have the nice little height adjustable holder for the Reef glass.
Yeah, and then that's, I mean, the only way you tune it's by adjusting the water depth. So
the water depth, yep, and the output flow.
Yeah, the air.
So that's, I think I'm just going to go that route and do it that way. But that's my thoughts as of now.
That makes it easy if you just do it that way.
Yeah, because I mean, I've tried the DIY one. Then I ordered this. I ordered the Tunzi Nano skimmer, the 9001, and it works. It works decent, but it I don't know. It just doesn't mount well in that 24 JBJ cube is the problem I'm having. I did have a problem with it. It stopped running, and they sent me a new impeller, and that's what it was. The impeller was cut wrong, where it would jam it up. It would run, and then it would jam. It'd run for like 30-40 seconds and stop. So the impeller was cut wrong. They sent me a new impeller. Everything worked great.
Oh, crazy!
But it's just, yep. And that because I emailed them, and he's like, I said the pump is bad. Well, we've never had a pump bad, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, you know, try this, try this, try this. I said, I've done that. Well, try this, I said, I've already done all this. I've already gone through all of this stuff, you know, because I'm pretty familiar with pump systems. I've done all this. You're telling me, you know, it is the pump. The pump does not run when it is dry, off the skimmer, you know, or off the skimmer in water. It'll run for 30 seconds and it stops. There's something wrong with the pump. Well, the impeller might be cut wrong. I'm going to send you an impeller. That's still the pump. You know, that's still part of the pump. But, so they sent me that and fixed it. Because the impeller and the shaft is all in one unit. It's not, you can't just send a little plastic impeller. They had to send me the impeller with the shaft attached to it. So that fixed it, but I still can't get it to mount well. It would mount well in the aquarium itself, but then it's an eyesore. So that's what I'm going to send it to Craig. You know, I've already paid for it. You know, I might be able to return it, but I'd rather just eat the cost and help Craig out instead of sending him some money, send him that where when he does his little desktop aquarium, you know, you mount it in the back corner and black out the back, and it'll be kind of hidden.
Yeah.
Since he's doing all hang on back stuff, it'll be perfect for that.
Yes.
So, but all right, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down so I can go get ready for work, and hopefully somebody will throw one on. I know Paul will be on later for Test Tuesday.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, later, Dev. Later, JB, and anybody else that's watching. I will catch y'all later.
Later.